Will do. It would not be the first time I've had someone fall asleep during a game, though probably the first time someone's fallen asleep during my game.
Because, you know, never mind.
It was a game Stan was running for Kato and Matt. We were doing Kristen Files, and one of our players was up very late, fell asleep right before combat was starting, and we finished combat without her, and we were just talking for a while, and you know, about an hour later she wakes up and wonders what the hell happened. One of the more amusing things I've seen. All right, but anyway. We are moving on. So, all right, who wants to recap what happened last week?
I'll do it.
All right. Go right ahead.
Despite my notes having gone slightly awry. Last week we descended farther. We're going down, correct?
Yes. You're going down.
Okay. And discovered another group of friendly people. This time mercenaries that were more or less wholly in charge of their own faculties. They did have that weird tattoo brand thing on them, though. It looked really fresh, and they made some comments to the effect of they're not really choosing this current employer. And there was some slight indication that maybe the tattoo has to do with it. We beat back not just the mercenaries, but also a couple other thralls that were crowding our hallways, and almost laid out a robed individual that looked like he was somehow ringleader-ish. At least better than the mercenaries were. We have captured one of the mercenaries and are fit for interrogation. We also rifled through bodies and got maybe some small trinkets.
That's to be determined today, is it not?
So, and then I believe that Kato rummaged through the room that we're currently in and looked for trinkets of his own. So, that more or less was last week.
Yeah, pretty much. Did I give you the amount of gold and such that you got from the corpses?
Say again?
Did I give you the money that the amount of money that you got? All right, it is 2 gold, 7 silver, 35 copper, and you do it when I ask for it, Matt. That's why you're going to be re-rolling that 6, 5, 5.
But you forget all the time, so you want us to just go for it, so you didn't have to worry about it.
I would like you to say something.
Oh, okay.
You said
2 gold, 7 silver, 35 copper.
2 gold.
Which is not a great amount of money. Most of that came from the mercenaries, and even then that's not a lot. That's basically about a week's worth of pay for each one of the ones you killed, give or take.
Okay.
And the cultists had pretty much nothing.
Well, it's still more than we had. So.
Pretty much. Okay, now you may roll your icon relationships.
Do you have to re-roll them?
Did you already roll yours, Brandy?
I did.
No, you did.
That's why I did it.
Yes, everybody who's already rolled, re-roll them.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Now you're gonna roll worse.
Look at that. I really appreciate that.
All right, so don't forget to actually use these, you guys. I mean, the last few weeks you guys have rolled them and then done more or less almost nothing with them.
I didn't have anything to do with them.
Yeah, there was twice when I thought about using them in combat, but then my rolls wound up being sufficient anyway. So,
Right.
by the way, a question on that: if we want to use a relationship die in combat to gain some kind of bonus, should we declare that before our attack, or can we do an add-on after the fact?
You can do it after the fact.
Okay.
At least for attack rolls and skill checks, you can add it after the fact. For things like damage or recoveries, you have to announce it up front.
Okay.
Sorry, can you repeat
So
that?
We can add it to either the hit or the damage?
Yes.
Groovy.
When did
Doesn't
you want
matter.
to know?
If you're rolling a d20 for it, you can add it after the fact. If you're rolling other dice for it, you need to declare it ahead of time.
Okay.
For things like saves, attack rolls, skill rolls, you can add those afterward. If it's for things like damage or recoveries or that sort of thing, you need to announce it ahead of time.
And it's only once per game.
Not the icon relationships. That's the DM points are once per session. The icon relationships you can use as many as you've got. Which, granted, nobody's going to have more than 3 anyway, so it's not exactly a problem. And in this case, I don't think any of you have any more than 1. Which, yeah, none of you seem to have more than 1. Tornak, stop being a pusher. Okay. So now that we've established what happened last time and your icon relationship rules, what are you guys going to do?
Make my map smaller so I can see where we are.
That's also not a bad idea.
Where are we?
Over to the right. Upper right-hand corner.
Upper right corner?
Yes.
Okay, let's see here. Do we sense anybody else coming, or did we pretty much take care of it?
Go and roll perception check.
Okay.
But if that's where I kept my makeup, I guess.
Jesus. You think there could be other people around, but it's difficult to tell given where you're positioned at the moment. You went out and searched before and only heard the rats, or what you thought were probably something like a rat. But that doesn't mean that it's going to stay like that. There could be patrols or other people somewhere in the complex.
Didn't we keep a prisoner?
Yes.
So we tied him up, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
Okay.
He's in the same room as you guys. He's on a bed, something? Yeah, he's on a bed.
He'll be in that little room soon. That's what we do.
Yeah, were we going to wake him and ask him questions, or are we just going to let him sleep it off? I can't remember what we decided.
I don't remember what you decided in that respect either.
I don't think we did. I don't think we got that far.
I'm not sure you did either. I know Kato did a medical examination, more or less, a healer, to see that he's not in any immediate danger of death or serious injury, given the way that concussions sometimes work. So he's just not cold. He might not be. He's not in any danger of immediate serious injury. Let me rephrase.
I remember that. So, team, do we want to interrogate him or just leave him? I don't remember who had decided to knock him out, so
I think it's probably Cinder again.
I think it was.
Cinder apparently likes knocking people up, tying them up, and then leaving them.
Yes, he does.
He likes to explore his options, you know.
Well, this guy, I think, actually bears interrogating. That first guy, I don't think, would have told us anything. I mean, he was mindless. This guy still has his mind with him, so I'm all for interrogation.
Step on up.
Does that mean I get to poke him? Does that mean I get to poke him?
We don't know if he has his faculties or not. He could be a complete dumbass.
I can't make the remark that I really want to make right there. I can't.
Why ever not?
It's too easy. I would feel bad.
That's never
Okay, I didn't know what that I didn't know what that yellow stuff was meaning there.
Yes, here, let me put it out for everybody. If you see a message from me that says it's to you and it's in yellow text, it's a whisper from me to you.
Sorry about that. So then I guess, you know, with risking body and limb, I guess I come up to the entryway behind Delana and just kind of stand there proudly, spear in hand.
I didn't need tokens for your animal companions if they have it.
Okay, so now we have this, I assume, the stranger behind us?
You actually have seen him before. You know.
I have.
Yes. You have.
Did I see him walk up?
I'm sitting here thinking,
know
I
who he
know his name, I know his name, I know his name. Ouch!
Is that
And so I spot Cinder, and then this is where it's gonna get interesting between the three of us. I spot Cinder, and I'm like, oh, Metal Man, you're the Metal Man.
I turn to Cinder and I say, "Your reputation precedes you, evidently." Do you know this
Much as I try to the contrary, apparently you're not wrong.
Well, you're a big metal man. You're hard to forget.
and very lovable.
Well, you're a welcome face to see, because I've come down here following you. A friend of mine was taken, and so I've been searching for her for days. It was about a week ago that she was taken. I've been searching for days, scouting this place, trying to find a way in that would, not include open fighting. And so since I kind of saw you guys get in here, I saw all of you get in here, I decided to follow you.
No offense, but how dumb are we that we didn't notice?
We're a little myopic
Hey.
as a group.
It's on a meta level. It's less dumb than you think. Considerably less dumber than you think.
I'm gonna go ahead and claim that we've been having to deal with things that shouldn't be alive attacking us, and that has slightly diminished our awareness.
For the living?
Here's the thing.
Well, don't feel so bad. He is a pretty accomplished scout, so...
Yes, and it's not to say that you didn't notice his character. You just misinterpreted it.
Ah,
Hmm.
That's interesting. But anyway.
he's a very big rat.
Yeah, it wasn't a rat that you were hearing.
By the way, Manistel, did you ever get that gambling debt back from that halfling?
We're gonna have to talk about this as players here. What? Are you just throwing things in there? Okay, I can roll with this. No, I never did.
Scumbag.
He couldn't throw blades to save his life, but trying to pin down a halfling in your stone forest is a task unto itself.
Yeah, they're kind of slippery little bastards. Maybe if we see him at some point, I'll help you get that back, because that was an amusing night for me.
Wait a minute!
Well, it would be appreciated because, like I said, I can't navigate your cities as well as I navigate the woods.
I look at Brent and kind of shrug, like, what in the hell is this?
Wait a minute!
Oh, by the way, guys, this is Menacel, kind of a friend, much as mercenaries are ever friends, I guess. We've worked together.
And do you vouch for him?
He's good in a fight. He's at least decently trustworthy.
You'll find I'm an honorable man.
Yes, I think I've heard of him before. He's a pretty decent guy.
He's never stabbed me in the back, and we worked together a couple of times.
However, I can stab people in the back really easily.
Well, I suppose if your blade is on our side of the fight, I don't.
Ignore
Doesn't
me.
matter who you're stabbing as long as it's
Certainly
not
good
us.
to keep in mind. Perhaps I should have eager teeth around.
I meant with my tail, and that just came out really wrong, so please forgive me.
Ah, I see.
I wasn't going to say anything.
The tail has a mind of its own sometimes.
I'll bear it in mind.
You won't believe what it does to me.
I've left your ass alone, okay?
Yeah, just to let you know, Manacel, you just kind of fell in with a kind of peculiar lot.
Seems to be.
This is Bryn Mawr, the local cleric, and Tormac, our not-so-sneaky rogue.
I rush up and extend my hand.
He takes your hand firmly and shakes. Greetings, Tormac.
I nod.
Check your wrists just in case. Make sure your valuables are still there.
I don't have much what city folk would consider of value.
That's my Geico digital insurance ID card. Got all my pertinence on it and such.
Are you fucking kidding me?
It's got his pertinence on it.
I fucking hate autoplay ads.
It's got all my pertinence on it.
Do you have a pig familiar, Manacel, that you brought into the?
No, it is a wolf. It's a wolf that he's had since he's young. The name of the wolf is Eager Teeth.
Eager Teeth. Okay. So he does not have an insurance app.
No, he does not. He does not have his pertinence on it and such.
Okay, just checking.
He should. He can save money.
So I cautiously approaches the puppy with her hands extended in a non-threatening manner. Puppy! I have a weakness for dogs. It's a thing.
And you're greeted with wags. He's a good dog. He's a good wolf.
So, Manacel, you said you have a compatriot that has gone missing in this.
Correct. You may. I'm unsure if you know her or not. There's a dwarf lass by the name of Layla Bergmeist.
I'm sorry, but there was conversation directly involving my character.
Layla Bergmeist.
You know the name. You know the last name anyway. They're part of the same clan, though not the same family.
So they're in my clan?
Yes.
Oh, well, that's interesting.
They are. Yeah, they're part of the same clan, but she's not one that you've personally heard of or met before. But you have heard of the family name, for sure. All right, Eddie, you should have control over Eager Teeth.
Oh, wait.
Why don't you make sure that everything works there?
You probably should dismiss him for the most part because he is considered kind of like a summon. So He kind of pops in whenever I need him. I don't know if you want to drag him around or not. I'm not sure how you want to handle that meta-wise.
Dragging him around, but I think it's better. It's harder to narratively describe, like, oh, we're in the middle of a dungeon and all of a sudden my wolf someone shows up.
That's fine. I can handle him.
It just won't be an active part of combat unless you specifically say.
Okay, that's fair enough. He kind of hangs back unless I call him into the battle. Then when I call him into the battle, that's counted as his use for the game or for the day.
Right.
Okay.
Because yeah, it's hard enough when we have players doing it, when there's other associated characters that are supposed to be there and then they're not. It's a giant pain in the ass, honestly. So I would rather have him around full time and just not be a part of combat than to say, oh look, we need him now. So all of a sudden he shows up.
It works in Final Fantasy.
Yeah, I don't know.
This way we can send him down halls and then he can see stuff and then we can figure out how to not figure out what he sees because wolves don't speak.
Because we don't understand dog.
It'll be Gunju Part 2 and that.
Exactly.
Fantastic.
So you tell me, Lassie?
I straight up to is your name Manasel or Manasay?
I use I pronounce it Manasale.
Manasale, okay.
I
couldn't see the L that was broke.
Yeah, it's overlapped by the wolf.
So I start up to Manasale and I offer out my wrist to shake his forearm, and I say, although I do not know this Layla Bergmeist, that family name is part of my clan, and if it's part of my clan, then your quest is my quest. And I shall help you find her in whatever way I can.
Much appreciated. Even though the young maid gives me so much trouble, she has been quite a help in my understanding of the city folk and their ways. There was a dark time in my life where my distrust and dislike of the city folk led me to do some pretty not nice things, let's just say. So her helping me overcome that is a sort of a favor, as you will, to pay back. She's helped temper me with age.
Lana waves as she's petting the wolf. Hi, nice to meet you, dog.
Nice to meet you as well. And then he guys kind of, with a curt nod, just kind of strides in the room and just, what do we have here?
We are about to interrogate. Do you know anything about interrogation?
Aside from cutting off a foot or a hand, not much.
I look back at him and I kind of give him a look like, I'm not going to be cutting off hands or limbs if I can help it.
This time.
What's inside matters.
Thank you.
So back to our argument, or lack thereof.
Cinder, would you like to lead the interrogation?
My interrogation styles are not dissimilar from Manasale's.
I see.
You know what? Maybe he's still. This is a question. He had the glowing purple eyes, correct?
What was that? Sorry.
He's one of the ones that had the glowing sigils and.
Theirs wasn't glowing. All the mercenaries, they had the tattoo on their neck, or what? It's hard to tell if it's a tattoo or a brand or something else. But theirs weren't glowing yet. It looked fresh.
And how did he respond to the sight of my tail and horns?
He didn't do anything unusual in that respect.
I look at the rest of the party. If you guys want to leave the room while Menesael and I get on with this, that would not show any damage to your honor.
No, if there's going to be bloodshed, I want to watch.
I don't know if I can.
Reaching around to his back, he pulls out a looks like a handcrafted throwing axe with a head of obsidian, razor sharp. Got a little bit of a smile and just kind of saunters up to the guy. And he's like, "It shouldn't be too much different than slaughtering a hog."
Have we awoken him yet?
No, you haven't. I like how you've gone immediately for torture instead of actually asking any questions and seeing if he'll answer.
Well, we could always just say that this is just the intimidation portion of it. We've got bad cop and worse cop going on here.
Too bad he's not awake to see it.
Yeah, I know. It's hard to have the intimidation factor going on when the person you're trying to intimidate is unconscious.
Oh, he is? Oh,
Let me
snap.
see what
I
a
still
demonic
wanna-
do.
Yeah,
I still want to make the roll. I roll to intimidate unconscious mercenary.
Make a roll at a -20. If you get a positive,
Use your relationship.
You sure relation.
I don't even need to figure out what a positive would get you now. Thank you.
Mercenary smiles in his sleep.
He has a nice dream.
All right.
Keep in mind, he's not asleep. He's unconscious. It's not quite the same thing.
So I go to stand between our prisoner and these bloodthirsty adventurers, and put my hand up and say, "This individual is now our charge. He's our prisoner. I won't let you harm him. You may intimidate him, but you will not harm him."
Pain is scary.
Fair enough.
How are we going to wake him is the question. Do we have anything that can wake him so we can ask him questions?
Oh yeah, you could probably find some way to wake him up.
I probably have some smelling
is there
salts or something.
Any wells or anything that I may have scouted out? Maybe we can get a bucket of cold well water and drench him.
There are a number of ways to get him awake. It's not something you guys are going to have to roll for or try anything wacky to do. It may not happen right away, but you can get him awake. Bryn, why don't you take the lead on this? Roll me a healer check.
Yeah.
This is just see how long it takes, not to see if he wakes up.
Sure. Wisdom. Does that make sense for a healer?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, snap.
That's 20.
Wow, you got him awake really fast.
Wow. What are we
Go through your pouch and find basically the alchemical equivalent of smelling salts, along with a couple of mild slaps to the cheek, and he is awake. He still looks relatively unfocused, which is not a surprise. You'd actually be surprised if you were anything but, given the way that he was knocked out.
Mm-hmm.
And he doesn't really know what's going on. He's kind of mumbling about. He's basically acting like he was just woken up from a deep sleep.
Okay.
And is not really all that awake or focused yet.
That's the best time to interrogate. Let's get this.
Yeah, I'll be kind of squatted in front of him, slapping the flat of my axe on my thigh, with a little grin.
Okay.
While they're doing all this, did it just freeze? Are we serious about that?
No, you sound fine to me.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. The video froze on my side. Sorry. While they're doing all that, I remember that we had a robed individual that ran away from us.
Yes.
Ah, yes.
So I'm going to come over here and kind of station myself, looking out for anybody coming up the stairs or whatnot.
Okay. So you went down this way, just as a reminder.
All right, we still haven't decided who's going to ask him questions. Not it.
I don't know if I know enough information to really be asking the questions. I'm just gonna kind
Nah,
of
you can just stand there and glare at him.
Yeah, you can be bad cop.
Cinder,
This
would you
time,
like
since
some
you're
light?
awake, it actually might work.
Cinder, would you like some light?
Oh yeah.
There's actually light in here. There's what's it called? There's mouths on the sconces on the walls.
We're in the day here. All right.
Since this is apparently where they were at least in part staying, both this room that you're in right now and the one that Cinder's in actually have light.
All right, so I'll just ask the guy, since no one else has stepped forward, to tell us the location of, and I know I'm gonna get these names wrong. Is it Mogor?
Mogor's right.
Mogor and Yenyen? Yenyar? What is his name?
I've got the wrong. Nope. Where are my notes? God damn it. Yen, yes.
Okay.
What? Let me go back to sleep.
I slap him on the face just a little bit. Try to focus his attention.
Oh, damn it! Awake! Oh.
There's an easier way to protect your dog from dangerous parasites.
Do you see my friend here with the axe?
3-in-1 protection.
Focus your eyes on him. Now tell us,
You-
Mogor and
Silver,
Yenyen.
and for the first time since waking up, it kind of focuses a little bit. Oh, wait, God damn it.
Adverse reactions have been reported following concomitant extra-label use of ivermectin.
I believe you were asked a question.
He was utterly deflated. And he doesn't answer your question. Instead, he looks right in your face, Brennan, and says, "You have completely damned me. You couldn't have known, but I need to tell you,
Explain yourself.
Whatever you get out of me, you have to promise me one thing. Otherwise, I will not say a goddamn word."
Okay.
When you're done with all this, when I've done telling you everything that I know, you have to kill me and
Why?
burn my body.
What will happen if we don't? Will you become like them? The others?
The others, see, alright, I don't know how much you know about this. When they didn't give us, they gave us a choice that wasn't really a choice. We could either get this thing, and he moves his head to kind of show off the brand, or they could put it on us without our consent. They said that if we did it willingly, we'd mostly be the same. We'd just be any other person, just with whatever the hell this thing is. We'd still be able to walk and talk and be everything like that. If we resisted, well, you might have seen the people who resisted. I'm pretty sure they didn't speak very much, though, because they can't anymore. They're not there anymore. Whatever personality, whatever thoughts were in their head before, they're gone. They're burned out. We had a choice, and like we took the least of the least worst. But now that I've been captured, eventually it might be 5 minutes, it might be 5 hours, might even be 5 days. I'm gonna become like one of them. It's happened before. Everybody else who thought, well, I'll just say yes and then I'll, sneak away in the night, or I'll I'll not do what I was told happened to every one of them. So you've just damned me to that.
How
What?
will they know you've spoken with us?
I don't know. It's got to be something to do with this tattoo thing. But they'll know.
Tell us all we need to know, and we'll see that your death is swift and painless.
Well, what do you want to know?
Where are Mogor and Yin?
Mogor is down in the mines below. Or at least that's where he was last time I heard. He, best as I know, even before we got here, he hasn't left that place in weeks, maybe. I don't know. But he's never even come up as high as this level that I've seen. And, what was the other name you said?
Yin. He's a devil-blooded individual.
Oh, the demon-touched guy. He ain't here anymore. I mean, I guess he could be, but I'm pretty sure I saw him walking out the front gates. I wasn't on duty, so I mean, I guess I could be wrong, but he and his escort were leaving, as far as I can tell. They could have come back, I guess, maybe, but I don't think so.
When did he leave?
How long have I been out?
Not long.
A few days ago. I don't remember exactly when. I wasn't paying attention. Wasn't important to me. But it was a few days ago.
You have no knowledge of what his mission was or where he was going?
No idea. He didn't talk to any of us. Well, I mean, he didn't talk to any of us more than he had to. He just said he was here to talk to Mogor and his fucking creepy ass cronies, and we were told to let him through, so we did, and he didn't talk to us, and we didn't really talk to him, and you know, there's a saying in this industry, as a mercenary, you don't go buying trouble, you'll get enough for free on your own. So we didn't. There was no point in. It didn't have anything to do with our job, so we just didn't care.
How many soldiers or mercenaries does Mogor have with him?
Mogor, well, I don't know anymore. Mogor had, like, I don't know, a couple of dozen duergar with him. I mean, some of the Amber Shards were real tight with well, not the Amber Shards, but you know, the guys they hired. They were kind of tight with Mogor's people too. But, as for the mercenaries, I don't think there's many of us left. I mean, you just killed. I mean, you killed Jenneth. You killed Akin. I mean, there's maybe like 5 or 6 more of us down there, maybe. I don't know.
What about the prisoners? Where are they being held? Actually, I know the answer to that. But.
Well, they had the important prisoners up top, on the top floor. The hostages, I guess they were the ones that, you know, they wanted to keep in good shape. The rest of the prisoners that were being sent on to, I don't know where. Anyway, the prisoners that would come in and go down below, they would stay for a couple of weeks maybe, and when there were enough of them, they left and headed out. I think they headed out east, past Forge. But yeah, if there are any more of those prisoners, they're down below in the mines. And I don't know what. I guess that the Amber Shard flunky up top still has the hostages. I guess we were just trying to. We were told to keep them up there and keep them from getting away. So.
I tap his boot with my axe, and I said, "What about anybody taken about a week ago? Where am I going to find them?"
Week ago? What was this person?
I'm sorry, I misunderstood the question. What?
What was this person?
A dwarf lass.
Blonde hair, kind of.
Yes.
She was up with the hostages. I could be wrong, but I think she was taken up to the top floor.
That's all I need. And then I just kind of
Do we have any more questions?
I don't have any specifics other than yeah, I don't have anything specific than Gast. I guess
Have I been aware of any of this conversation?
You probably haven't heard very much of it, not very clearly. You're aware that the conversation is progressing, but not exactly what's being said.
Okay.
I walk down the hall and share with Cinder what we've talked about and ask him if he has any questions for the prisoner.
I look at her and ask her, or tell her to ask him what type of burial rites he wants.
I told you, I just want you to burn the body. After I'm dead, I'm dead. I don't care. Just burn it so that they can't bring me back.
Anything else?
That's it, really, I guess.
Are you sure about this?
I've seen what happens to the others who get taken over by that fucking sigil. I don't want to be like that. I also don't want my body to be used after I'm dead to help those assholes out. So yeah, I'm pretty sure at this point. Just can you untie me for a minute? Let me have a last drink. Is that okay? I mean, there's fucking 6 of you here. I'm no real danger at this point.
I'd like to get your name first.
Does it really matter?
I'd like to know the name of the person that I kill, yes.
Alright.
It's a thing.
You know, so long as it's not an all-out war.
Alright.
Maybe that's
Yes.
bigger.
My name's Antero. Antero Denise.
Thank you, Antero. I appreciate that. Gentlemen?
I wish I could thank you, but it seems that I was pretty well screwed from the moment that this thing got on me. No, not Antero.
Where did you get the tattoo?
Where did we get this? When they kind of took over, they took all of us down to the pens and the mines, and all of us who said yeah to getting it willingly, they gave us some. I don't know what the hell this thing was, and I'm not sure I want to know, but it was this something out of a flask. It tasted like death. I mean, that's the only way I could put it, and knocked us the hell out. When we came to, this thing was on us.
So you don't remember who gave you the tattoo?
No, I don't.
So I moved to loosen his restraints, and I look around at the rest of the group for sort of a nod of approval.
I nod and grip my sword. Just in case.
I put my hand up and ask you, how can we be sure that we can trust him?
You can't.
We can't.
He's got
But, I mean, but at this point, you know, as I mean, I'm no danger to you here. And, you know, as long as you kill me, I mean, that's what you were going to do anyway, right? I mean, I know that people like that, like you guys. Leave no prisoners. It's inconvenient, you know?
Easier for you to have lunches over the next 2 days.
That's not always the case.
Okay.
Perhaps he could be a guide. Take us where we need to go.
Exactly. Thank you.
If we have a little bit of time before he changes, he may still be of some use.
Yeah, but if he changes right in the middle of a fight, then that becomes a liability. It's one extra thing that we have to worry about.
I'm sure you can handle it.
Tormac, roll me a Hellhole Infiltrator plus Intelligence.
$17.
And Bryn, roll me a Lore Keeper plus Intelligence.
23.
Bryn, you definitely realize, Tormac, the idea is forming in your head, but Bryn, you definitely realize that if they have a way to know that these guys have been captured or turned or have otherwise fled, that keeping them alongside with you is quite possibly just letting whoever's on the other side spy on you.
Hmm. I don't think he'll do as much good as a guide. It might as well be giving the enemy a free set of eyes on what we're doing. We'll honor our bargain. I'll release his bonds, give him a drink, and then we'll end this quickly.
I nod and take a step back.
Like I said, I wish I could thank you, but there's not much thanks to be had here. I don't think. So let me just. He goes to reach on his belt very slowly. Look at you guys, so you know he's not going for any kind of weapon. He pulls out a flask and takes a long pull on it, and sits back down on the bed and closes his eyes and kind of puts his head down and says, "All right, just make it quick."
Anybody have any particular desire to end his life?
People did earlier.
That's why I'm checking.
I'm not in the room.
Do you have any particular desire to end his life?
If nobody else steps up, I'll do it.
That's where I was going to. I just wanted to check and see if anybody wanted to. Or a bloodthirsty new friend, maybe. Well, while Cinder's out guarding the hall, Delana takes up her sword and cuts off his head.
Alright, his head tumbles away, eyes still closed, and the look on his face is not quite what you could call peace, but more resignation. The rest of his body slumps over, blood pouring out and onto the bed, and that's the end of it.
What does the tattoo do?
The tattoo doesn't do anything. It looks the same as it was before.
Is there a in the couple of rooms we've been through here, and I know I haven't explored very much, but is there any were there any fire pits or anything like that with a chimney that might, you know?
Yeah.
These rooms?
Kitchen down to the south has a fire pit.
Okay. So I nod to Tormac and for some help, and I start pulling the body towards the kitchen.
It also has a fireplace as well.
Okay.
I grab a leg and help Bryn.
Grab-
Someone grab his head,
I got it.
of course. Don't keep it.
But no, thank you.
And I guess I pat him down real quick to make sure he's not carrying any keys or anything like that would be helpful for us.
No, nothing terribly of interest.
Okay. Then I will, place him in the most reasonable fire vessel, whether it be the fireplace or the cooking fire.
The fireplace is probably the better of the two. It's the bigger of the two, at least.
Okay. And
You burn someone.
I look for appropriate, enough tinder.
There's plenty of stuff that even if it's not, it wasn't intended to be burned. There's plenty of wrecked stuff that you can set on fire.
Okay, so I set him ablaze or try to, and then give him a quick blessing of the Allfather.
Okay.
And where is our new friend here? And I approach Manasale, and I say, well, it looks like you may be with us a bit longer than perhaps you anticipated. It sounds like your friend may be being held in the rooms above. We made an agreement with the individual who is running the show upstairs that if we bring him the head of this dwarf Mogor, that he will release the prisoners to us and he will leave this place as well. And I think in that deal, we should be able to free your companion as well. So if you assist us in our task ahead, we should be able to accomplish both of our deeds here.
That is a deal. Let's go find this Mogor.
Agreed.
Which way is down?
Down the stairs with you?
I'll lean over to Bryn and say, have you thought about telling this guy that you own this place?
Only if it becomes relevant.
Oh.
The last person I told I owned this place tried to kill us. I think every person I've tried to tell that I've owned this place has tried to kill us, except for maybe what's his name.
And he probably would have if not for his own side being very, very obviously on the line.
Right. So far, that line of whatever has not gotten me very far.
I do love a good villain with some common sense. Oh, wait, they killed how many different hordes of monsters to get to me? I'm not that badass.
Unless anyone can think of something else that we need to investigate on this floor, and by all means, I don't know that we've ransacked this entire area, but if Mogor is down below, I imagine we should head below.
I'm all for moving forward and getting away from this area.
All right, then I will lead the way down into the next level.
All right.
Assuming that's really a set of stairs there and not like a bookshelf or something.
That actually is a set of stairs.
You tumble into darkness.
Covered in books.
That would make Bryn would be happy with that.
There's worse ways to go.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Excuse me.
Okay, that's. Why are you not? Alright. Well, anyway. Alright. Down to the first floor of the mines. You'll find yourself roughly down and to the right of the upper left-hand corner. Everybody find themselves?
Got a
Yep.
medical question?
It's a very philosophical question.
Never knew I was lost.
The rest of us did.
Always lost.
Of course.
Excuse me.
Alright, so everybody knows where the token's at?
Yes.
Okay. Alright, so here you are in the mines, in definite enemy territory. Somewhere down here is where Mogor makes his lair.
Once again, I look at Bran and say, "Do you remember any of this?"
Just vaguely. What was this used for at the time of before it was taken over?
This had mostly been converted to kind of the industrial area.
Mhm.
This is where they smelted the ore and such, and prepared the other minerals that they got down below. This is where they boxed up. This is also where they ended up having a lot of the living quarters for a lot of the miners. Because the top floor was for people from the clan. The middle floor was from like visiting merchants and for other people. And this down here on the mines, this is where a lot of the workers themselves lived, as well as did all the smelting and the preparation for shipment. So there was a lot of mechanical, I suppose, is the correct term, kind of industrial areas to this floor.
Hmm. I I tell Tormac that I seem to remember as a young lad visiting here once, and Rhiannon was enthralled by watching them smelt, and she would stare at the glowing embers and be fascinated by it, and I'd just sort of fall silent.
Do I notice any light, any people, any things directly in front of me, or is it...
Nothing really directly in front of you.
Okay, can I see into that room?
Yeah. You can see
Okay.
the room. You guys have got enough light between what's coming down the stairs and what Delana and Bryn have to see into the room ahead.
So shall we, there's not much to explore here, correct?
It's certainly not in the room that you're in right now. No.
Shall we move
I'm
forward?
gonna... Yeah.
Man.
I think it's got us locked into the grid pattern, by the way.
Oh yeah, so it does. It's kind of hard to. It's hard to see the grid on this particular map. So there you go.
It's a race.
Let's just say spinner's off and going here.
All right, there you go.
Usually so cautious.
I'm gonna come to the terminal other side and look down. Is that stairwell or hallway or what?
It's not a deep stairwell. It goes into the next room, but it's like 5 or 6 feet tops on the stairs. It goes into another series of rooms.
Okay.
I kind of tap Cinder on his metal shoulder. and to get his attention.
I'll look around and acknowledge him.
If you'd like, I can scout ahead and keep an eye out for trouble.
The areas to the north and south of where we are right now, are they openings? Does the southern one have a door?
The south has a door. It is a closed door. The north looks like a natural part of the cavern. And actually, from what you can see, Bryn can see it relatively well. It narrows up relatively considerably, pretty quickly. It's not to say that you couldn't get through, or at least some of you couldn't get through. Cinder, you might have a real difficulty getting into whatever's beyond there.
Aaron.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I have a question. So I overheard them saying that one person had run away, most likely down this path. What is the ground? Is the ground the actual cobbles? Is there dust? Is there detritus? Has there been something disturbed in a particular direction?
Go ahead and give me a tracking check.
Good question.
I will actually allow more than one of you to do so if you'd like.
Do you want to use my perception nature on that, or?
This is going to be more urban, because this is natural rock that you're standing on. But it's been shaped and chiseled, so it's less like dirt than it is more like cobblestone.
Okay.
Can I throw a roll in there as well?
I got a 21 on that.
I'm pretty sure you've got more than a 21. For all of your background checks are your background plus attribute plus level.
Attribute.
What do you?
Okay.
Is this going to be intelligence or wisdom?
This is going to be wisdom.
Okay.
Okay, so then I add 3, and you said what else? Level. So plus 6. So yeah, 27.
All right. So everything you roll for a background check is always going to be your background itself, your level,
okay,
the associated attribute.
Okay.
So it's always those 3.
All right. I'll have to modify the macros.
Yeah. Yeah. Go and adjust your macros on that.
So it would have been a 27 though.
So Cinder's got a 20. Marcial's got a 27. Yeah, you can see that there is. It's difficult to say for sure for Cinder. Cinder, you can just tell that there's been people walking through here.
Okay.
You can tell that it's been disturbed enough to know that people have largely been going to the left. Why can't I ping? There we go. And to the south. But there is enough people who have been walking back and forth that you can't tell which is the most recent. Monaciel, you can tell that the latest person to come down here, other than yourselves, went to the west.
Is the door open,
or the relative west, as it were.
Okay. Well, the direction that Cinder's facing.
Yes.
Okay. So then I'll kind of make a, I'm looking around, I'm stepping around, doing these things, and then I kind of end up behind Cinder, and I kind of point my head forward and said that way. So whoever you lost went down this path.
I look at him and Manael, how certain are you that you'd be able to scout the area without being seen?
I'm fairly confident.
All right. If you are confident even in this cultivated land, I say let you do what you do and kind of step off to the side a little bit, allowing him through if he wants to go.
Takes a step forward and then just looks at Eager Teeth, and Eager Teeth just sits down next to Delana. And then you kind of see him, he just kind of shakes his head a little bit and his shoulders, and then he just exhales long and slow, and you hear the crunch of bone, and his shape is, he seems to be shrinking. You notice that a red-hued fur is sprouting all over his body. He kind of hunches over with a loud crack of his spine, and in just a few short seconds, you have a fox.
Well, I'll be damned.
He didn't do that last time I saw him. Can teach old dogs new tricks.
And so then, Aaron, I'm going to go ahead and be fox sneaky and just kind of move up real cautious and take a look here.
Okay.
While he's sneaking out, the door south of us, is it closed?
Yes, the door to the south is closed.
Is it
Also,
locked?
so that's where I sit then.
Right. You can't tell just from looking at it whether it's locked or not.
Okay.
I got no tums.
There's not the door to your left, Eddie, is not closed all the way, so you can nudge your way in.
Okay. So I nudge my way in. Sorry, I'm trying to work on the macros here too, but let's just focus on this. So I nudge my way in, just kind of poke myself halfway through the door, kind of give a look here to the left. How do I ping? Sorry.
Click and hold.
Click and hold. So I kind of look that way first, and then kind of pan my way over this direction.
Just a second. Come on, where are we? Alright, there we are. Let's see. Reveal. There's actually not much more to this room than you've already seen.
Okay.
There is an exit to the south, and there is an exit to the west.
Okay.
Given what you were seeing before, as well as smelling, the person in question who ran away went that way.
Okay, and is that a door? Is it closed or
No, this door is open.
open?
Yeah.
Go ahead and fox our way up.
It
to
looks like
here.
someone tried to close it behind them, but either they didn't swing it hard enough or they swung it too hard. And so that there's it is open enough for you to be able to get through.
Okay. So I'm gonna
As
go
I'm
ahead.
watching,
Same deal. Just peek through here and here. Just kind of. Go ahead. Sorry.
as I'm watching him move through, I'm looking for any kind of signal of danger, and also kind of signals for the all clear.
So this opens up. You can see that to the west, it opens up more into the mine proper. There is another entranceway to the north. There is a door to that is once again not completely closed.
Okay.
I feel like you're being herded.
Yeah, he was in a rush. I got a feeling that these open doors is the direction he went. So cautiously, kind of. And well, what I'm gonna do first is I'm just gonna kind of turn and look at them, look at Cinder, and gonna kind of do a. It's gonna be adorable, but hopefully he gets the idea. I'm gonna kind of do like a hop in a circle kind of thing, just kind of show him that it's no problems, we're good.
I shake my head a little bit at seeing my my companion from back when being very cute. This is not okay to me.
And then that just kind of lets you know that like there's no problems. We're clear. Might have to talk about our signals later and discuss.
I let everybody else, before I leave, I let everybody else in the room know all clear and kind of head on over.
I place my hand on the dog's head so he knows to follow me. The wolf's head, excuse me.
Yeah, where the teeth goes. Go, he's coming.
And I sort of follow slowly behind, and I'm sort of dragging my fingers along the stone wall as I walk wistfully.
All right. So I kind of see that they're closing in a little bit, so I go ahead and move up to about right this corner, kind of peer down this hall down this way.
Okay. Yeah, roll 20. We're doing here. All right. So which one are you looking down? The north.
I was looking south first.
The south. That's all that's there. That's
it is. Okay. And then, so then I kind of peek my head through the door here.
Make me a perception check.
Perception check. I haven't fixed that macro yet, so we're gonna add whatever I roll plus 6. When I find my button. So 11.
Okay. Continue onward.
All right. I move up to this next corner. Again, we're gonna pan. I'm gonna pan from the right to the left.
What you didn't hear, but you are now seeing that you are closer. There are people inside here.
Oh.
The kind of cultist people. In fact, roll 20. We're doing here. Eddie, you don't know for sure, but this is the one who ran away, the warlock, who I will be bringing over. Sure.
Is this that Mogor person everybody's talking about?
No, this is the warlock who ran away.
Oh, okay.
Whoa.
So there are a number of Voidbringers, as well as the warlock.
Obviously,
Delana and Cinder give me perception checks at a -2.
At a -2, so take 2 off that.
Each test is 23.
17.
Okay. Delana, you hear noises, kind of like metallic crunching noises coming from the west.
Never. Okay.
Actually, Delana, give me a...
I inform the group. Or do I need to wait first?
No, you can inform the group, but give me a... give me a tale. We really need to adjust your background. We'll talk about that next week. For right now, give me a tale is barbed check.
With
Plus intelligence.
I don't have tail is barbed anymore, hon.
What is it now instead?
I've got Life is Short, Order the Shield, Save the Demons, and Apprentice Armor.
Go with the demons.
Okay.
I need to update my whiteboard. Sorry.
That's okay. 2 plus what now?
Intelligence.
Of course, intelligence. You know I'm dumb as a bunch of rocks, right?
Yes.
Okay, just checking.
I'll have to roll it. Something seems familiar about that sound, but you're not sure what.
Metallic crunchies, huh?
Yes.
I tell the group that I hear metallic crunching noises from the west, and they sound vaguely familiar. Give me a moment, and I'll see if I can't recall where I've heard this before.
Let's take, before we go any further right now, let's take a real quick break. Everybody can get something to drink, use the washroom, whatever, and we will resume. Make it a real short one, just a couple of minutes. So.
Okay. All right.
Somebody holler at me when I fall asleep.
Okay.
Rah.
Rah.
Definitely.
Hmm.
No, I can do it.
Eddie, you still there? That's fun.
God damn it. I can't math my head tonight. Yeah, that's fine. Lloyd mentioned it.
Okay. Wasn't sure if he had gotten around to it yet or not.
Aaron, have you tried whiskey yet for your cough?
I haven't, no. I probably should.
I've heard it's actually a decent cough.
No, I've heard the same.
Here's the best, seriously. Take honey and lemon in a small pan and heat them up just a little bit till the honey melts a little bit, and then pour the whiskey in and drink that. It is amazing.
I don't actually have any whiskey here. I have rum, but I don't think it'd quite be the same.
Mm.
I also have vodka, which I definitely should.
Yeah, you want vodka. Time to go out and get whiskey.
But I can do the honey and lemon in tea, which I will do after we're done.
That's good, but it's not good as good as the whiskey.
Well, no, but I'm out of whiskey right now. Unless you guys would like to donate whiskey, which I will most gladly fit.
I've got plenty in my cabinet. Come and get it.
Since you guys are the prime source of my drinking habit.
I have plenty in the cabinet. Come on over and get it. I got 3 kinds.
What kind?
I've got Jack Daniel's honey, Tennessee honey.
Like how you do, I call dibs on that one.
I've got Red Rose, I think it's called. It's a blended.
I've never even heard of that one.
Now I'm gonna have to go get up and see what I got. And you can take all my honey. You already have my Jaeger.
And whose fault is that?
What?
Get it back.
What did I walk into?
4 roses. That's what it's called. Oh, I have one herb left too.
Now, Aaron, I'm kind of reviewing the rules on the scout form and the bonus that it provides. So it looks like what it's saying is, depending on terrain, whether GM will ask you for use of ability score, it makes sense.
Thank you
standard
for
difficulty. Okay, hold on, and then.
Thank you for.
Okay, yeah. So there's a role associated with the shift that gives the bonus to the initiative.
Okay. So what do you have to do there exactly?
So it looks like you have to determine what I'm going to roll. So it looks like it says you normally roll against the standard difficulty of the current environment. If you were in scout form in an adventurer tier area, the normal skill check starts at DC 15, hard check 20, and so on, 25, so on. When you roll the skill check, you tell the group which animal form you've shifted into, and then a successful skill check, a normal success gives the bonus, and then so on so forth. So I've got a list of all the different bonuses here, but
All right. So this is going to be a. All right. So this is going to be a DC 20 on this, given your environment.
okay.
So,
So I'm going to roll a 1d20 plus what? What would you think is appropriate?
When you're
Wisdom,
rolling-
Dex.
You're rolling a background check on this?
I don't think it. No, it's not a background check. It says it's a skill check.
That's what it.
Oh, that's what it is. Okay. So then that would be two for my background, and then which attribute?
First scout form. Let me open up this roll again. I want to.
Okay, that's fine.
I had it open earlier, but I had to reboot the computer, so. Because, of course, my fucking antivirus every fucking week.
If it's not your antivirus, it's Steam, right?
No, Steam is that it decides it wants to download an update every time I'm doing something that requires bandwidth. It doesn't want to reboot.
Fair enough.
Antivirus always wants a fucking reboot every 5 minutes.
Aaron, whenever we get started back again, this crunching noise, it's tickling the back of my mind, and it's really irritating me that I can't remember it. I'd like to tell on my roll with the Crusader to see if I can't bring something back into my mind.
Okay. So you got a 6 with the Crusader?
Yes.
Okay, so you can add a d6 to it.
To the roll I already did?
To the roll you already did, yeah.
Okay.
And that's page 3637, Aaron.
Okay. I will be really happy when I have this in dead tree format.
So let me know whenever I can do that.
Go ahead and do the roll.
4.
So you have a 15 in total?
Yes.
Okay. I will. You do remember more. I will get to exactly what you know more as soon as I finish this.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
And while I am reading this, though, tell me how your experience with the Crusader has let you determine more from the sound.
Just 2 shakes of the lamp still. I'll do that. Gotta remember what my relationship with the. Oh, it's conflicted. I remember when I worked for the Crusader. I heard these noises. These noises when I worked for the Crusader, and I remember the Crusader talking about it and telling us about it, or somehow this experience is something that is tied with his memory and his image, and I use that as a focal point to bring back the memory. Sometimes I get, if I can focus on something really hard and the background of whatever the image is, if I can just find one point to remember, then I can create the scene again in my mind. And so I remember one specific part of the scene where the time that I heard this noise before, and I focus on the noise and I expound from there, remembering pieces and details to bring back the full image.
Okay, that's actually more than you really needed to describe. So in that case, I'll allow for this will be like you've done a narrative effect. All right, so you know what these are. These sound like those same kind of possessed automata that you fought outside.
And they're coming from the west?
They're coming from the west. They're
Not
coming from the
from that direction?
Yeah. Before we get too much into that, what you did is more like the narrative version of using the icon roll. So you kind of, this isn't a bad thing, but if you're just rolling and doing it, you just need something pretty short.
Okay.
Just a couple of sentences. But since you did a much more thorough thing, you get a bigger bonus from it. And in this case, the roll doesn't matter. You've basically narrated your way into a success.
Woo!
So yeah, you can tell that there are some of these automata, very likely these automata, coming from the west.
Okay. Okay. In the west. Okay.
Okay. That was weird.
Finally, I rock.
Excuse me.
All right. It's entirely possible that there might be more than just automata, but they are. If there is anything else with them, the constructs are closer, so it's difficult to say for sure.
I share my eureka moment with the group.
You can do either. I mean, it's up to you guys. The reason I made the short version is so that you guys would use your icon relationships more often. Because the narrative way is the default way. And since you guys, I'm not sure if you guys didn't feel comfortable with it or you didn't understand it, that's why I made the shorter version, the addition version. That's why I put that in there, so you guys would have a smaller barrier for entry into using your icon relationships. So if you want to do the narrative thing, I'm totally okay with that. It won't always be an automatic success, but you will have a greater influence on the situation. There may be times where I push back on your narrative a little bit, but you can also get more out of having a narrative solution to these problems. You won't just be adding a d6. You'll be able to, succeed in some manner or another. So, okay. So back to Eddie. Where the scouting thing, it's kind of. I think it's because right now we're in the playtesting phase, but it's kind of difficult to read for sure. What I'm going to have you do is I'm going to have you roll. What background are you using for this, Eddie?
Come back to us, Eddie.
Edwin.
We scared him away.
Mr. Gigliotti.
Oh, sorry, I was muted. I figure it's the urban, so that's the +2 because it's the same environment because it's based on weather, environment, etc., etc. So I'm thinking the +2 for that. Plus, I'm thinking if you agree, I'm thinking Dex is appropriate. That's a +4, and then I add one other thing. I think that was level, so another 3 to that.
All right. So if you're using the urban, go ahead and use. Go ahead and use intelligence for this.
Intelligence? Okay. Yeah. So then that's actually going to be 2 plus 0 plus 3, so 5.
Okay.
And that's a 25.
That's a natural 20. Okay. So even though you kind of stumbled into this group, the moment you step in, there is enough of you have enough sense of a warning to bark out to the others. So you will so with a 25, let's see.
Now, you had determined that it was a hard check, so I'm thinking we get the hard success.
Yes.
And so, as a free action, at some point during the battle, I can grant one of the allies a reroll on an attack roll or a save. They take the new result.
Yes. And as it says, you have to explain how the scouting contributed to that. So, all right, with that being the case, let's go ahead and get initiative rolling. Yeah, go ahead and roll. Let me get everybody added.
Kingman, Arizona. No, thank you.
Sure about that?
My phone done been ringing.
Let's see.
Hold on, let me check my initiative macro here real quick because it's asking me weirdness. Okay.
Of course. I don't take the opportunity. Now I have to.
At some point, I'm going to have to take the improved initiative feat just so that I can start going first and actually be a meat shield.
But that would make sense. Have that.
I always think of, for some reason, I have this block in my head that improved initiative is either completely a dumb waste of time feat, which Dungeons and Dragons taught me, or that it is intended for rangers and rogues, which is also kind of dumb because they already have naturally high initiatives.
Got a 21 on that, Aaron.
Okay. I'm gonna have to start giving my people bigger initiative bonuses.
Blah.
All right. Okay. Top of round one, escalation dies at frowny face. Tormac, you have heard panicked barking, and you have heard Delana tell you all that there are automata coming from the west, coming from ahead of you guys. And it is your turn.
I move forward to the back of the hallway, draw my bow, and loose an arrow at the Void Cultist Warlock.
Alright, do it with a -2, since you kind of came around the corner and had to take in everything at the last second. Alright, 19. 19 will miss.
Okay. It's just the 3 miss damage then.
Okay. Anything else from Tormac?
No.
Alright, Delana, you're up.
I have a question. Okay,
Yes.
when you make a basic melee, never mind, I answered my own question.
You're welcome.
Delana also comes around the corner to the other side of Tormac and looses her bow at the warlock.
Okay.
No, I think that would be.
20 will hit.
Unfortunately, it's only seven damage.
If it wasn't, then we have the option.
Because that was a damage roll.
Anything else from Delana?
That is beautiful.
Nothing else, Brandy?
No, the other thing I want to do has to be a melee, so I'll wait.
Alright, Senator, you're up.
You may have already answered this, and I was paying attention to something else, so I apologize. the automatons off to the west, over this direction.
Uh-huh.
How imminent is their arrival? Are they like right here, or?
They'll be here this turn.
Okay. So I'm gonna round the corner and move off to this area, and I'm looking for the automatons over here, over on this side.
Do you have any light?
My shield.
You're kind of pointed the other direction.
Okay.
You're pointing in the other direction.
Yeah, you ran over and pointed your bow at the guy to the north. So
I gotcha. I will be punished for that. I understand.
I'm not sure you'll be punished. I think he's more likely to be Cinder. Anything else from from Cinder, sorry.
Well, I can't see them at all.
Make me a perception check to see if you can tell where they're at. Plus wisdom.
Okay. Do you think bounty hunter or discarded vassal?
Bounty hunter.
Okay. 24.
You have a general idea of where they are. They'll be here, like I said, this turn.
Okay.
But you can't tell specifics. It's going by sound. You can tell where they're at in a general way, not a specific one.
I'm gonna try a trick that a old friend of mine, another mercenary, kind of taught me. Okay. If you can't see an enemy, don't try. I close my eyes, pull back at where I think the automaton would be based off of the sound, and loose an arrow.
Okay.
Do I take any minuses, or just...
Are you using a... It sounded like you were trying to use an icon point. Are you doing that?
No.
No,
I don't.
Yes. Then yes, take a -2 penalty.
Alright.
Actually, make it a -4. You're basically shooting blind.
Oh, snap.
Got a 18.
Oh, okay. 18. I saw the 26. I'm like, wow.
No, unfortunately, that does not hit.
Damn it. Because that was really good damaging.
They give you every chance to use the icon, though.
Do you do miss damage? Yes or no?
Yes.
On melee?
Here's a question for you. I didn't declare it, but are you willing to take my description of closing my eyes as aiming?
No, I think closing your eyes. Hold
the
on.
opposite of aiming.
Let's let fate decide this one. Yes, it counts as aiming this time.
Okay. In which case, I do 7 damage.
Okay.
And that is my quick action, my move action, and my standard action, so I'm tapped out.
Alright, you hear your arrow. It's not a solid hit. Whatever it is, whatever it hit was kind of a glancing blow, but you heard it definitely hit something metallic. And from the sounds of the what you presume to be footsteps kind of stumbling, you've done some damage.
I look over my shoulder at Delana. Looks like you were right. We do have friends.
Alright, Bryn, you're up.
So I rush in after everyone else here. And can I get in far enough to see what's actually going on in the room here with the cultist?
Yes.
Okay. In that case, I will call upon the spirits of my ancestors, the spirits of the righteous, to try to strike down the cultist warlock. This is against Mental defense.
13 will miss.
Okay, so on a miss, nothing happens to the target, but let's see. Delana, how many hit points do you have?
67.
Tormac?
36.
Manasale?
45.
And Cinder?
46.
Okay. Tormac, you have a +2 bonus to your armor class at the end of my next turn. And anyone who attacks the Void Cultist Warlock 2 gets a +1 to their attack, because I was leading you. And that is it for me.
Alright, Menasale, you are up.
I am a panicked fox. So, for my move, I'm going to kind of take myself out of the line of fire. Then I'm going to attempt to shift back to my normal form. Now, on a successful saving throw, it's a quick action. If not, it's a standard.
Okay.
So we're going to go ahead and roll the save. That's a fail, so it's a standard action. And just refresh me on a what are some of the things that I could do on a quick action? Could I launch an axe or?
No, that'll be a standard action. Any attack is going to be a standard action. Quick actions are generally you will have specific things that you can do on a quick action that'll be noted on your character sheet. Not everybody will have a quick action, but so if you don't have one specifically on your sheet, then you don't specifically have one that you can do.
Yeah, I can't recall one, honestly. Let's see. It will. So it's going to be a standard spell. Yeah, so doesn't look like I have anything quick. So I'll just go ahead and ready a throwing axe, and that'll be that.
Okay. What about Eager Teeth?
Yeah, Eager Teeth he's not summoned, so he's just kind of he's waiting on the periphery in case.
Okay. All right. So out of the darkness, the reconstructed automaton.
Clunk, 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 clunk.
Show.
Your friend.
Yeah.
One seems like it's trying to. One seems like it's trying to get past Cinder, then decides to just attack Cinder instead. The other one just goes straight for Cinder too. I need to do better. Okay, so this is going to be versus AC. Neither one of those are going to hit.
Negative.
13 and 12. So you are attacking.
Even together, they don't hit.
Yeah. All right. That was the boyfriend. And they're going to climb over each other and try to get to. Actually, they're going to try to get past you guys and into the middle. So we're going to need 1, 2, 3. 3 attacks of opportunity each from Tormac and from Manasiel.
3 of them?
3 each, just basic melee attacks.
Okay. You go ahead first, Tormac.
Okay.
Okay. So.
God damn it! I always roll well like that.
Yes, I'm terribly sorry that you've hit 3 times on your attacks. I know it's a horrible thing to have happen to you.
Yeah, but all the cool shit, I always mess up.
Alright, go ahead and roll your damage. Roll it 3 times.
Describe how everything dies.
Yeah, basically. Actually, yeah. Describe everything dies.
Describe how Mal doesn't get any attacks.
Hey, wait a minute. I had to recharge something. That's not fair.
So I catch the first one. The first one, as it comes rushing by, I catch it and it falls over and it smashes itself on that obsidian axe.
Oh, I got a kill.
Yay! And the next one, the other two, they start to trip and fall over the first one, and the two of us just beat the shit out of them.
Bite the curb.
Perfect.
Alright. So now it's the Warlock. I need to organize my notes better next time.
I think that's what I've said to myself every single time I've ever GM'd any game ever.
Well, the thing is that I did all the stat blocks and just wrote them down.
Mm-hmm.
And the problem is that they're all spread out over several pages of writing. All the different I'm using. So, in any other circumstance, if I typed them up instead of being a fucking Luddite and written them down, if I typed them up, I could have just put them all on one page and printed it out. But no, I did things the hard way. Okay. Let's see. So it's the Warlock. I'm going to do this.
Oh, yeah, we should do that.
Alright, let's see. Those of you who can see the Warlock, you can see that glowing purple orb that they've frequently had orbiting their head, kind of like an ion stone, has reappeared. He raises up his hand, points at Tormak, and unleashes an eldritch blast at him. And this is going to be versus physical defense. 14 versus PD.
That's a miss.
Okay. Natural. Okay. I should have done that instead. Then, just when you think you've seen the worst of their...
Of course not. There are
Those
always...
were the only ones that were around. A tattooed duergar with a yell runs out of one of the side rooms, past the Warlock, and straight up to Monosiel and Tormak.
Oh yeah.
He's got a two-handed. Yes, he's got a two-handed axe that he is going to swing at Tormak. This is going to be versus AC. Yeah. Oh no. I don't think I really want to roll 70-20 on that, sorry.
Holy snap.
As entertaining as it would be, okay. 17 versus AC.
Thanks to the help from Bryn, that's a miss.
All right. You do take his axe just grazes you, and from the wound you can feel the blood seeping out in a rather unnatural way. You're not bleeding. The blood is being pulled from your body in some way, and it's heading. Oddly enough, it's not. It's heading across the space between you and this duergar, and it looks like it's heading for the tattoos that he has on his body. So, but wait, that's not all.
There's
From out of the
more.
darkness, you hear it has to be a dwarven or duergar voice shout what Bryn and Cinder recognize as ancient words of hate. And
Feel the hate.
Cinder, you can kind of feel the power of the words coalescing around your body. This is going to be versus mental defense. 23, I'm pretty sure hits.
Yeah, just a little bit.
You take 8 damage. And then with that, the voice spits out words of rage, and you can see that this dark sign warrior, you can see his tattoo start to glow more brightly. Wrong color. There we are. And now I actually have to roll initiative for him. So just a second.
Oh, great.
They were just at the begin. They were just at the end of this first turn.
Oh, okay.
So they weren't part of the typical initiative order. But they definitely are now. All right. Top of round 2. Escalation dies at 1. The Duergar warrior who just ran and attacked you, Tormak, is attacking you again. Or actually, he might not. No. Yep, his axe is going after you. Again, this is going to be versus AC. 15 will miss. But you take on 5 more ongoing damage. So you will roll to save against those separately. So you have ongoing damage, ongoing 5 twice. And now it's your turn, Tormak.
And I roll to save the beginning of my turn or at the end?
The end. You take the damage. Then you take the damage at the end, and then you roll to save against it. It's to save for next turn.
This could be disastrous for me.
Given that you are a very fragile flower, yes.
Yeah, I'm a squishy little flower.
So squishy.
Okay, so
You need to invest in some fucking hit points.
I do. I need to invest in some Constitution.
You need to. I think you need to do more than invest in Constitution. I think you need to invest in the toughness feat.
So as he rushes up, and he's hit me twice now, I pull the Nocturne off my belt, and I lunge forward at him, and I try to use that momentum to push myself backward and push him away so I'm not engaged with him.
Okay, roll your attack.
A tumbling strike, which is a 12.
That'll miss.
Yeah. I still want to attempt to disengage, though.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your disengage check.
It's a 19. Okay. I will move back behind Bryn and roll 2 saves. First one is a 2 and a 14.
So you say you still have 5 ongoing. Don't
Okay.
forget to take your damage. Alright, anything else from Tormak?
No.
Solana, you're up.
I will take out her sword and attack. Where am I? in the same mess.
You're in the massive bodies that are down there.
Sorry about that.
This dude here with
Okay.
her, with my sword.
There you are. I've moved you up.
18 against AC.
18 will miss.
Okay. I also want to use my shield. I can roll a when I make a basic melee attack, I make a roll to recharge one expended power. So I'm going to recharge my laying on of hands, not my laying on of hands, my divine domain of healing.
Okay. And what do you have to roll for that? 6 plus? Yes.
12.
12 is fine. You only need a 6 plus.
Okay. And then, so do I have to wait till my next turn to invoke it again? Yes, because I took.
Yeah, I'm gonna say yeah. I'm gonna say you have to wait till the next turn to invoke it.
And where is Cormac?
Tormac is he's down here.
I'm behind Bryn.
They're not close enough for me to touch.
No.
All right. I'm done.
All right. Cinder, you are up.
Okay, I am going to attack reconstructed automata. Automata. Sure. I'm gonna attack lesser me, number 4, and kind of swipe from right to left, trying to clip the other one if I can cleave all the way through. Just kind of hoping against hope that this will collide the two of them and at least disrupt their next attack.
Okay.
Escalation die is a 1 and 26. 29 damage.
Alright, describe how all three... No, actually, I have to do this one because there's a reason for it. So, you cleave through the two right in front of you, and the bits and pieces that you send flying off smash into the other two behind it. Unfortunately, these are not terribly stable constructs, and they all more or less burst and explode into hundreds of shards of really painful shrapnel. So this should be interesting.
Oh dear.
This should be very interesting. I'm gonna roll.
Does 13th Age have exploding dice?
Thankfully, no.
By the way, just so you know, because of my natural even roll, my crit range has gone down by 1.
Okay. So let's see, who can this even get? This can get... Actually, those two are fine. So, Cinder, you're getting a lot of shrapnel right in your face. Bryn, you're getting a healthy dose.
Okay.
And so is Tormac. So, let's see. These attacks are all going to be versus PD. This is on Cinder.
You said versus...
Physical defense. So, 10, 16, 11, and 23.
10, 16, 11, and 23?
Yes.
Only one of those hits.
Alright, you have 4 ongoing damage. These two
Actually,
are
wait. Give me 2... Carry on, give me 2 seconds, I want to look at something.
Alright, these are against Bryn.
You don't have to heal.
14 and 12 on Bryn.
Those both miss.
And finally, on Tormac. This is where I'm going to roll a natural 20, I'm sure.
That's what happens.
I definitely rolled higher, that's for sure. 19 and 17.
Both hit. I took the ones over Bryn's shoulder in the face.
It's true.
Well, these are
No,
no.
short.
That's not coming from the north. This is coming from the west. These are the automata that are blowing up. So you have 2 instances of 4 ongoing damage, Tormac.
Nice.
You are just
Okay.
bleeding the fuck out.
I'm just gonna lay down.
I would like to activate my cape. When you activate, when an attack against your physical defense hits, make the attacker re-roll the attack against a PD of 15.
Isn't that less than your?
It is, but you have to re-roll the 17.
18. 4 ongoing.
Okay. I took a shot.
Thank you.
Do I do the recharge roll now or later?
You do the recharge. Any recharge rolls that you have to do are after the fight.
Okay.
The one that Brandy has is an exception because it's a power. It's an ability of her magic shield.
Okie dokie.
Any other recharges that happen at the end of the fight. So now that you've exploded all the automata, Cinder, it is still your turn.
Did it, at the very least, shed any light to the back of that cavern?
No, not enough to see.
Okay.
These were not made by Michael Bay.
There's no like sparkling, shimmering, beautiful
Stop.
anything.
These were frag grenades, not flashbangs.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna call it. There's really nothing more for me to do, so yeah.
All right, Bryn, you're up.
How many enemies do we have left, by the way, guys? 2?
3.
At least 3.
Yeah, at least
Because
3.
we've got the warlock, the warrior, and then something yelled at us.
Okay.
Yes. Which on a meta level you know is a rune caster, but on an actual in-character level you have no fucking clue.
Actually, real quick, can I revoke my turn being over to use a quick action to try to determine where that voice came from?
Excuse me.
Yeah, I'll allow it. Go ahead and make a saving throw this time.
Just a save throw?
Just a saving.
2.
You have no idea. The explosions
Okay.
have left ringing in your ear. Alright, Bryn, now you're up.
Okay, so I start banging on my shield with my hammer, and Cinder, Tormac, and Delana all feel a sort of a holy presence imbued in them. For the rest of the battle, you have Cinder, Tormac, and Delana have +1 to their armor class. That is Shield of Faith. I then move towards the, I guess the Dark Sign Warrior.
Yes.
And I try to bring my hammer down on him with an attack called Combat Boon.
Okay.
And escalation dies at 1, correct?
Yes.
18 versus armor class.
That will miss.
Okay. So on a miss, it does a couple damage. 3. And that's it for me.
Alright, Montiel, you're up.
All right, how I assume I'm tangled in with this Dark Sign Warrior, so if I wanted to get away from him, I'd have to disengage.
Right.
Additionally, if it's a ranged spell, it gets an attack of opportunity.
Unless you cast it on him.
Unless I cast it on him.
If you're casting if you're making a ranged attack against somebody you're engaged with, they do not get an opportunity attack.
Okay.
If for example, if you had 2 people, however, the one you weren't attacking would get an attack. But in this case, if you were casting against the Dark Sign Warrior, he wouldn't get an opportunity attack.
Okay. Well, and my last question, what do we consider this? Do we consider this cave, underground, underworld, or ruins?
It's either one.
Okay.
It's both for purposes of your terrain caster.
Okay, because here's the thing: I'm gonna cast in the warlock because it's gonna take us time to get to the warlock through the warrior, and this spell is better against somebody who's not being attacked.
Okay.
So I'm going to disengage from this combat and just kind of move behind. I believe that's Bryn right there.
Yes.
Well, just move away from the dark side warrior so that I can still have a line of sight to the void warlock.
Okay, so roll your disengage check.
And that is, and what is that?
It's just a straight save. It's a d20.
Okay.
Unfortunately, you need an 11 or higher. So
11 or higher. Okay, so he gets an op attack on me. Okay.
Should die with that. Should die with that. Whatever. Yeah, he's definitely gonna hit. So take 12 damage. And then you make it 2.
Okay, so that didn't change. Why didn't that change?
Why didn't what change?
My HP. Oh, is it the other box? So 40. The green one is.
The green is your hit points. The blue is your recoveries.
And then what's the red one? Like I'm trying to subtract. It's not working.
There shouldn't be a red one.
Oh.
And the red one should have just gone away.
Oh, all right. I think that was my problem. Okay, I got it. I got it figured. Okay, so then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and cast. At this point, now that I'm out of harm's way, I guess, I'm going to go ahead and cast Inevitable Collapse. So that is a Ruins spell.
Okay.
I'm going to target the Warlock. It's going to be... Let's see. Okay, and this is going to be versus physical defense on the Warlock.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
And you're casting it as a 3rd level spell, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think that's really a concern with a druid.
Yeah, not so much. It's just when you you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, with other classes, it's well.
Oh, go poop. I'm gonna go ahead and use that reroll that I got from the scouting.
Okay.
And what we're gonna say is that I get hung up on moving behind Bryn, which actually works to my benefit.
Okay.
There we go. 22 versus physical defense.
All right, that'll hit. So go ahead and roll your damage.
All right.
It should be 5d6.
Yeah, 5d6. And then he's taking ongoing 15, and he can't save until he's either attacked by me or one of the others, or he flees.
Okay. Let's do this. Okay. So some of the brunt of the attack is taken by one of the orbs that he has around him. Let's see. But for the most part, he takes the majority. And he is staggered. Anything else from Monaciel?
No, that is it.
Okay. The words of hate are spoken again. This is again targeting Cinder. This is versus mental defense. And that's going to miss.
Yes, it does.
Words of rage are spoken again, and you again see the dark signs tattooed below. Alright. Reconstructed automaton. One of the automaton gets out. Yeah. One of the lesser damaged ones pulls itself to what remains of its feet in any case and advances on Cinder and makes an attack with its half-broken fist. But will miss horribly.
Flails ineffectively.
Yes. I said go. Alright, and then it's the Warlock's turn. So it summons another orb to surround it, and then fires a blast of energy at Monacio.
Would he take the 15 damage before at the start?
No, damage always
it's at the end.
It's always at the end of the round.
Okay.
To prevent people from stacking ongoing and killing people on the beginning of their own turn. So even if you're going to kill somebody, it's going to be they're going to have a chance to act first.
Gotcha.
So anyway, this is going to be versus physical defense. No, not defense. 15 versus PD.
I do not believe that is a hit, and no, it is not.
Okay. All right, another orb joins the first one, and then it takes its 15 on. All right, round 3. Escalation dies at 2. Dark Sign Warrior is. Let's see. It's engaged with. It's only engaged with Delana right now, so that's who he will attack.
I attacked him too, so he's probably engaged with me as well, for what it's worth.
Shush.
Oh yeah, that's right. You're right there too. Let's see.
Shush. Be quiet, you.
And lucky you, Bryn. Thank you for bringing that to my attention, because now you're getting attacked.
That's fine.
Okay.
So his axe comes after you. Ooh, yes.
That hits.
That's really gonna hit.
I like to draw the crits, don't I?
You do. All right. You take 24 damage.
Okay.
And ongoing 10.
Okay. If I can find my token here.
Excuse me. And then Tarmac, you're up.
Can I squeeze an attack through the little hallway past the wretched guy there? Not the wretched guy, the Dark Sign Warrior, and hit the Cultist Warlock?
With a ranged attack, or?
Yes.
Yeah, you can.
Okay. Alright, so I draw my bow, and I carefully take aim. So I will...
You always carefully take aim.
Avoid, yeah.
Carelessly take aim.
So I can avoid Delana, Bryn, and the Dark Sign Warrior.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
And hit the Cultist.
Now would be the best time ever for a natural 1.
And since he's staggered, I'm +2, and my crit range is expanded by 2.
Come on, 1.
Where did the roll go? It just went away.
I had that happen before too.
The roll went away, therefore it's a natural 1.
It went away twice.
Disappearing rolls equal natural 1. Good to know.
Yes.
Well, that worked.
There it is. Well, that's terrible.
So close. Yes, that'll miss.
But it's
What if
not
you-
a line.
Would a 15 hit?
And no, 15 won't hit.
He had a
I'm
plus one
very
for me attacking
sad.
too.
I'm so sad.
I'm not.
I was so very happy in the Sunday game where I had 2 natural ones. Best day ever.
Oh, you can't see me.
Alright, anything else from Tormac?
No, just bleeding out. So there's the 5
Yes,
and
you have,
2.
you have a 5 and 2 4s that you have to save against.
Oh my
First,
god.
take the damage, so you take 14 damage up front, and then you roll the saves.
Ouch.
Versus the 5.
Alright,
And I spelled my name wrong in the macro.
I noticed that.
Yeah.
Tormac G.
Tormac, yeah.
That's my
Tormac,
rat name.
Tormac, yeah. Alright,
Another 18 and a 7.
so you still have a 4 ongoing.
Just saying, you should change that to Tormac ing so that you can be Tormacking rolls to save.
That's a good idea.
Alright, anything else? No, that was the end of your turn, you're done.
Yeah, I'm
Alright,
done.
Delana, you're up.
Okay. Alright, I'm going to, I have 3 people.
Ooh, you alright?
I'm going to attack the, gentleman in front of me.
Throw that term out pretty loose, don't you?
Second, I'm sorry. If I go, is the laying on of hand a standard action?
No, I don't think it is.
Okay, so I can still do that even if I take a standard action.
Let me double check, but yeah, I think it's a quick action to lay on hands. Yeah, it's a quick action.
Quick action. Yeah, okay. But I have one more. Okay, and then I can... Oh, I get an extra one per battle, but I've already... Okay. I'm going to attack him.
Okay.
Escalation level 2. 21.
21 will hit.
15 damage. I'm going to attempt to disengage.
Math is becoming progressively more difficult as the session is going on.
And I won't do it.
Okay. Anything else?
If I move anywhere, I take an opportunity attack, but only from him, correct?
Yes.
Alright, I'm going to move anyway. I'm going to move up to Tormac.
Okay.
So he attacks first.
Yes.
Go for
Well,
it.
you'll still move. You're just going to get attacked.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think that's going to hit. It's 19 versus AC.
Versus AC? Let me just verify that. That's like right around there. Nope, doesn't. Because I get +1 AC anyway, I forgot. So I'm going to go over to Tormac and lay my hand on his shoulder, and he gets a free recovery. Or he gets a recovery, not a free recovery. He can spend a recovery.
Okay.
Can't get to my... Okay, that's because I'm not aiming for myself. There we go. You good, dude.
Alright, so that's... Alright, Cinder, you're up.
Alright. I'm going to take another quick action to try to find out where that voice keeps coming from. Another
Okay.
saving throw.
Okay.
Nine.
Nope. It's out in the darkness.
Okay. Because of the plethora of corpses. Oh wait, there's a automata attached to me, isn't there?
Yes, there is.
Alright, I'm gonna roll a disengage on him. Huh? Jesus, H tap dancing.
My goodness.
Wow.
Alright, I'm going to assume that just got the fail out of the way. And I'm going to disengage anyway. Is there a way that I can get over to attack the duergar that I can see?
Yeah, his whole left side is empty.
Yeah, there's plenty of space around him that you can get to.
Okay. I'm gonna just kind of put my token over here somewhere, I guess, because I realize that's wall, but there's a lot of corpses there, and I want to be able to see myself.
Does an 18 versus AC hit you?
No, it does not.
Alright. So you get away from the automaton.
Okay. And I yell back over my shoulder, Tormac, take care of that one, as I leave the automata behind, and try to cleave this duergar warrior in twain. I'm going to make this a power attack.
Okay.
So, escalation die plus 2. Nat 20.
Okay. So
40 damage
roll your power.
plus
49. So you go to hit this guy, and you got him dead to rights. And all of a sudden, his tattoos glow, and the speed of your weapon slows down just that little bit. And you don't do nearly as much damage as you think you should have. That being said, you still do serious damage. It's just not as... You should have ended him right there. But instead, he's just staggered.
I'm really getting sick of fighting these damn duergar assholes.
You're welcome.
I do the cinder equivalent of glare, whatever that happens to look like.
Staring, mostly. Alright, Bryn, you're up.
I swing my hammer at the dark side warrior. Attempting a combat boon again. Escalation die is at 2. It is a 20 non-natural against armor class. It will do 13 damage.
Okay.
And Tormac, you can roll a save.
Oh, don't forget your own saving throw and your damage, Cinder.
How much damage was that?
It was 4 damage.
And should I roll that saving throw now?
Yeah, go ahead and roll your save.
Just missed it.
Yep.
I'm going to put a little icon up there for me to remember that next time.
Yeah, that's what the icons are for.
My apologies.
Alright, anything else from Bryn?
Just making sure it wasn't a recovery, Tormac, it was a save.
Oh.
For what it's worth.
I misheard. 11.
That's enough. So you're no longer actively bleeding. You're merely covered in your own blood instead. Anything else from Bryn?
That's it. So then I take my 10 damage now, right?
Yes.
And then I roll my save against it.
Yes, then you roll your save.
9, which is not successful.
Alright, Monosail, you are up.
Let me think here. Where is Tormac in here? Oh, he's already gone. Okay. Because I got an idea of where this runecaster is, but nobody can see him. So what I'm going to do is, can I pull out and light a torch in a quick action?
Not on a quick. You can pull it out and light it in a quick action if you're moving over that direction, or if you're throwing it. Throwing it would be a standard attack.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Then what I'm going to do ultimately is I'm just going to move here so that Tormac still has a line of sight to that automata, and then I'm going to go ahead and light and pull out and light that torch, and then I'm going to throw it back that way somewhere.
Okay. Give me a ranged attack on that.
$21.
Okay, that's fine. So you throw out a mal. And Eddie doesn't know the origin of the mal. We'll explain it later. Because it's still hilarious. And
Years on.
you've managed to throw it right at the feet of the duergar.
Oh, it would have been better if I lit him on fire, but
That's why you were rolling. To see if you actually managed to throw it right at him without realizing it.
all right. So that's it then. I'm done with my. I've used all my actions.
Alright. Do you like your cameo there, Kato?
Mm-hmm. Always.
It never stops being funny.
Looks just like you.
Alright. Having been exposed and with most of his allies seemingly dead, the duergar speaks the words of rage, and the dark sign warrior glows with power, and then the duergar legs it.
Of course he runs away.
Not every enemy you fight is going to be suicidal.
I'm glad that some of them are finally starting to learn. We're bigger, badder, and more awesome than they are.
You do realize that you just totally fucked yourself, right?
Oh boy.
Because you've just thrown down the gauntlet with the person who's making the monsters who you're fighting.
And then a manticore pulls an alien 3 out of the vent in the roof.
Today there won't be anything, but everything just got a little bit harder. You can thank Lloyd later.
I'd like to point out that the views and opinions of Cinder do not represent the Bryn Mawr Adventuring Company or any of its subsidiaries.
And from here on out, that will be the case. Unfortunately, you didn't indemnify yourself before he opened his mouth.
Cinder is feeling rather conky after he just crate fucked up the duergar warrior. That's why he's being a smarmy bastard.
Oh, that's why I thought he was always a smarmy bastard.
No, I have excuses.
Yeah, for someone who's supposed to be stoic, he's often a smarmy bastard.
At this rate, Cinder, you're never going to learn how to train your dragon.
Alright, so the reconstructed automaton moves up to engage Masail and attacks and misses. Sad times.
And,
Alright, the void cultist warlock, he knows he doesn't have much longer. So he's going to, let's see, who can he even see? He can see Masail, so he's going to, Monaciel, sorry, and is going to attack with another bolt of Eldritch Light. Because you are the bringer of his doom, so he's going to come after you. Alright, this is versus physical defense. 17 versus PD.
That does hit.
Then let's see. You will take 26 damage.
Ouch.
That's not a natural either. Okay, and that's the end of his turn. At which point, the magic that you've inflicted upon him finally crushes him, and he dies. Alright, top of round 4, Expedition dies at 3. Luckily, or unluckily for you lot, the Dark Sign, he has no place to go except through you.
of course not.
So let's see. Who's he engaged with? He's engaged with Cinder and Bryn. He's going to go after Cinder, I think, this time.
Is it just me? Is it guys keep getting bigger? Why?
So it's going to be versus AC.
It's just closer to you, Brandy.
Yeah, 19 versus AC.
Does not hit.
All right, 5 ongoing. And Tormek, you're up.
Now that I'm no longer bleeding, I draw another arrow, and I aim for the duergar and launch the arrow over top of Bryn's helmet.
Not with that roll, you're not.
Yeah, that's terrible. 3 damage though.
That's how many times you've done 3 damage in this
All
fight?
of them.
All of them, except
Yes.
for the
Except for
all of
the
them. Yeah,
opportunity attack. I told you.
Which, if they'd been smart enemies, they wouldn't have done. But they're not. So, all right. Anything else from Tormek?
No, he's embarrassed himself enough.
Yes, yes, he has. In that case, actually, with that being the case, here's your mark of shame. You have to carry it around with you for the entire rest of the dungeon.
This is not a 1.
There you go. Your mark of shame. At least it's not. Yes, as she said, at least it's not a 1. And Delana, you're up.
Delana walks up to the duergar and just wails on him with her sword. Or at least attempts to. As soon as her mouse decides to work. There we go.
Alright, describe how he dies.
Sure, wake up. In her energy and enthusiasm, Delana swings her sword around and slashes down his front from his shoulder down to his hip, and basically just slices him open.
Okay.
And then her tail comes out and kind of pokes him in the guts.
Okay. Seems kind of unsanitary, but that's what I want to
The tail has a mind of its own. She'll clean it later.
do. Alright.
Blood in her hands.
Alright, so combat is over.
Whew.
The mark of shame remains.
Wait, what?
The mark of shame for Tormek remains.
No, you said combat was over?
Yes, combat is over.
Wait, I got this half dead thing at my feet.
Oh yeah, the automata that I forgot about. It's not really a threat at this point.
Oh,
I will check something now. Let's see.
Stand on his head.
All right. Okay. It seems like the explosion that might have occurred, there's just not enough of it left anymore for it to be a real threat. So it kind of pops, but doesn't send out hordes of shrapnel at everybody like the others did. And now combat is over. And for that matter, the session is over for tonight. You guys can take a short rest. If you have anything you need to recharge, roll it now.
Aaron, I forget what we ruled on this. Can I use my unused heal spells at the end of combat for healing?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
And Delana, you do get to you get to roll to recharge your recharge from your shield.
And
Okay, really?
This is yeah. You need an 11 plus on it though.
I'm gonna re-roll mine as well.
I got it. So we're good.
I don't think that's supposed to be 40, Eddie.
Oh yeah, no, that's not right at all.
It's lovely though.
Best recovery ever.
Yeah. So Cinder, you do not recharge. Did you recharge, Delana? I didn't see.
Yes, I did. I got like a 16 or something like that, or maybe it was something like that.
It all got kind of you did get a 16. There was just a horde of. Where the hell did you just lose? Oh, that's Matt. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of not weapons, of rolls. So it got kind of missed.
Right.
That's pretty much it, though, for today. I'm going to go and stop the broadcast, so everybody say goodbye to our viewers.
Bye, viewers.
Bye, viewers.
My fourth.